attempt to kill him. Kong walked closer and leaned in. Hyun Joyan's eyes narrowed in frustration. She hadn't expected Tom to show up here of all places. Dojin, however, remained calm and unaffected by King's presence or insults. He turned to Joyan and said, "Talk about this later. I'll hear you out. But first, I need a favor." He glanced back at Kong and said to her, "Get my family out of here. Bring a cab, and make sure they're safe." Joyan hesitated, caught between surprise and unease as she watched the tension grow between the two. Dojin's voice was calm but firm. "I've got a debt to collect from Kong." Hyun Joyan quietly steps out of the Azura restaurant and gently helps Dejun's grandmother and younger sister into a taxi. She listens to Dejun, then calmly reassures his mother and sister that there's nothing to worry about, instructing them to return home. After they get inside the taxi, Joyan waves at the little girl with a soft smile before the car drives away. Down the road, she exhales deeply, feeling relieved that they're now safe. At the same time, Dejun delivers a powerful slap to Cheolwoo, humbling him. Cheolwoo, shocked, grows enraged, his eyes burning red with fury. Just as he's about to retaliate, a restaurant worker intervenes. Although clearly frightened, the worker tries to de-escalate the situation, pleading with Cheolwoo not to fight inside the restaurant. But instead of calming him down, this only fuels Cheolwoo's rage. He shoves the worker away and yells at her to leave him alone. She falls to the ground, and a nearby customer rushes over to help her up. Panic spreads as the restaurant descends into chaos. Frightened patrons scramble for the exit, terrified the fight will escalate further. Cheolwoo, consumed by rage, screams that he'll kill Dejun. His eyes go blank with fury as he demands to know if Dejun really wants to die. But Dejun doesn't answer with words. Struggles to stand. Dejun calmly approaches him, his expression firm and resolute. He reveals a devastating truth, that it was Cheolwoo who lured him to the gate and left him there to die. Cheolwoo is stunned, unable to process the accusation. Dejun's anger simmers as he says they still have many things to discuss, things that can't be ignored. Cheolwoo snarls in response. He mocks Dejun, calling him worthless and saying even his own father abandoned him. He taunts him further by bringing up Dejun's stepmother, claiming she wants him dead. Hearing that, Dejun silently pulls out his phone and presses a red button on the screen, telling Cheolwoo to repeat what he just said. Instead of complying, Cheolwoo hurls curses at him. An orange aura flares around his hand, asking what exactly Dejun wants to hear. Suddenly, Cheolwoo lunges forward. With evil intent, he charges at Dejun. The impact sends Cheolwoo flying, and he crashes into the ground, stunned by how easily his attack was nullified. Before Cheolwoo can recover, Dejun dashes toward him again with blinding speed, not giving him a chance to counter. The fight turns into a one-sided beatdown. The same worker who was shoved earlier hides behind the reception desk, trembling. She fumbles to dial the police, but in her panic, forgets the number. Just as she's about to call, Joyan gently takes the phone from her and tells her to stay calm. She'll handle everything. The worker looks up at her gratefully, feeling safer now that someone in control is stepping in. Meanwhile, Dejun continues pummeling Cheolwoo with relentless force. Joyan approaches the fight, astonished. She knows Cheolwoo is a B-rank hero, yet he's being utterly dominated. She begins to wonder, is Dejun stronger than B-rank? Could he even be stronger than A-rank? But she tells herself that even an A-rank shouldn't be able to defeat a B-rank this effortlessly. Reaching Dejun, Joyan calls out to him in a low voice, warning that if he continues, he might actually kill Cheolwoo. Hearing this, Dejun pauses, looking down at Cheolwoo before choosing to stop. Joyan cautiously asks how much Dejun truly knows about Cheolwoo. Dejun remains calm and confidently replies that he knows enough. He then asks why it matters. Joyan answers quickly, it does matter. She reveals that Cheolwoo's cousin is none other than Kang Yanpyo, an S-rank hero. Unfazed, Dejun responds that he already knows and questions if there's a problem with that. Joyan is stunned that he already knew about Yanpyo. What unsettles her more is how calmly he's reacting. She thinks to herself how frightening it is that someone can remain so composed, even when facing something this dangerous. She explains that Cheolwoo has always acted without consequence solely because of Yanpyo's protection. This means what Dejun just did is incredibly risky. Joanne acknowledges that she understands that Daejun and Chio share a bitter history. That it
Yo,
would be a grave mistake to assume Yampio will understand or forgive this. Daejun chuckles at that,
it's
prompting
fine.
Joanne to ask if he isn't afraid of Yampio at all. With cold composure, Daejun answers that what truly matters now is the fact that she is starting to get on his nerves. He steps closer to her, their eyes locked, both filled with fierce, intense emotion. Nearby, the frightened waitress watches with wide eyes. She's now terrified, thinking that although Julian had promised to take care of the situation, things seemed entirely out of control. The tension continued to build. Julian apologized to June for visiting him without notice and explained that her uncle had asked her to meet him. She then asked whether Dejun had gone to the Gasset Stoneman and sold him the magic stones. Without waiting for an answer, Joanne told Dejun to sell them to her instead. Dejun asked how many she needed. Joanne responded that she would buy everything he had. Amused, Dejun laughed, saying he possessed a large quantity of magic stones. Joanne smirked and remarked that the assets of an S-rank hero were beyond imagination. Dejun said he was but only on one condition. Curious, Joanne asked what the condition was. Dejun replied that it was nothing major and that Joanne would be able to fulfill it easily. The scene then shifted to Dejun's stepmother, who was angered to hear that Dejun was still alive. She explained that the man had claimed Dejun died while entering the new rift. One of her subordinates, visibly sweating, apologized and said that even though she had believed Dejun was dead, she yelled at him to stop making excuses and demanded to know how to handle the situation. Nervously, the man hesitated before reporting something even more shocking. Chiowa had been completely defeated by Dejun. Her eyes widened at this moment. Dejun had actually beaten Chiowa. She began to panic, wondering if Dejun already knew something. Her thoughts raced as she realized that if her husband or father-in-law found out, the consequences would be disastrous. Still, she tried to stay calm. She would find a way to contain the situation. Under control, facing in a panic, she simply shouted, she ordered her staff to shut everything down communication, and, as a first step, sever contact with the police. The man informed her that they had already silenced both the press and the police. June's stepmother relaxed and sat down in her chair. She praised the man, President Lee, for doing well. However, he softly warned her that their measures were only temporary and that the truth could still surface at any time, as this was not a fundamental solution. He then stepped closer and whispered something even more troubling. Chiowa's cousin was none other than Yampio. Her eyes widened in shock. You mean that Yampio? The S-rank hero? She asked. Though many believed Yampio genuinely cared for Chiowu, the reality was that Chiowu had merely been a pawn, doing the dirty work Yampio were. Chiowu was infamous even in the hero world. President Lee explained that now that Chiowu had been publicly exposed, Leader Khan Yampio would not want his name associated with him, and was likely already working to erase any connection. Daejun's stepmother immediately instructed.
Yeah, I just got him. I just got him when my stream, like after. Yeah, oh yeah, like I got him set after you up. And I got him set after you up.
President Lee confirmed. She shouted that Hong Chon-sub would pay for signing with Daejun's family instead of remaining loyal to her. She ordered President Lee to contact Prosecutor Park immediately. The scene then shifted to Daejun, who was entering the rift zone with Joy. There were a total of 37 active rift zones in South Korea. Of these, only 5 were on the verge of becoming real gates. The remaining ones can only be accessed by human wisdom and heroes, according to their assigned schedules. Hyun Join showed her a hero ID, and the staff confirmed her identity, wishing her good luck as she prepared. She entered the rift zone with her team.
I'm about to say I still need Slayer badges because I'm only at bronze when I'm trying to rank up.
A member of Join's team silently observed his surroundings, noting that although the rift had only
I need to try to get heavily restriction, but that's gonna be a problem. Because because if I get heavily restriction, I'm going to need it twice. I'm going to need to get heavily restriction twice because I want to get Toji, and I have everything for Toji. Like I have everything for Toji, I just need to get heavily restriction. And I'm gonna need to get it fucking twice.
All his magic stones down to the price. Why he she wonders if Ninja if so, finds herself that she's
Huh? Why did he fall off? Wait a minute, why did he fall off?
trees. Ninja, wanting to light the moon, decided to have some fun about Ninja's true identity. But that is just Ninja surprised and asked again, curious how someone could find in this radio, possibly only one. Jordan cuts the conversation short, saying it's something like that, and that she doesn't want to elaborate further. Suddenly, the team senses something strange nearby. Dejun also turns his head slowly, sensing the same presence, but remains perfectly calm. The entire team their eyes scanning the sky. To their terrifying surprise, giant monsters resembling enormous flying birds swoop down above.
I'm like, yeah, I just wish I could get like Sakuna V2 and Gojo V2.
She identifies them as Kokashans, being a dangerous species.
Cause how many? Cause it's gonna, even if I do the grind, it's gonna take a fucking while.
Telling Inju and Doyen to
Cause if I start doing the grind, that's just gonna take forever.
to aim for the monster's legs. But before the rest of the team can act, Dejun suddenly dashes forward. With incredible speed and strength, he leaps high into the air.
Yeah, I don't think, no, I don't have enough summon orbs to even start. Yeah, I do not have enough summoning orbs to even start that nonsense.
Shocked by his boldness. As he charges, Dejun gathers mana in his fist and declares that he's going to take down the first monster in the rift, and punches the monster directly in the face. That one punch is enough to knock the monster off balance, sending it crashing to the
Because I have all of these.
shortly after.
No, I can't. I can't farm them. I don't have enough summoning. I don't have enough summoning orbs to do it. Because I'm very low. I'm like only at 100.
He then begins kicking it repeatedly, declaring that it needs to die that way.
My summoning orbs is like very low, as you can see. Like the summoning orbs is very low, so ain't no point in trying to start it.
Still trying to comprehend what just happened. He's just a strong human. A green-haired girl protests with frustration, saying no normal human can take down a Kocastrian in one hit. Joyen smiles faintly. Taking down a monster in one blow. Even her sister can do it. Inju refuses to accept Joyen's answer and accuses speaking nonsense after witnessing what just happened, especially in an aerial battle like this. She points out that the monster didn't even manage to dodge a single strike and was instantly completely stunned, and so are the rest of the team members. Joyen's expression shifts as she looks at Dejun, her thoughts racing about his true identity.
I'm about to say, do you want to do it on a public server or do you want to do it on a private? Because if we're doing it on a private, it'll be a lot easier for us.
Announcing that she's going to head to the center of the room. Her sudden decision startles Inju and the others. Joyen walks over to Dejun. As she approaches, Dejun tells her bluntly that he has no intention of sharing the Mana Stone with someone who contributed nothing. Joyen is visibly shocked, but maintains her composure.
Yeah, I need to get off of this server because we have a fucking hacker on this server. Yeah, I need to get off of this server because there's nothing but a straight hacker on the server.
Accelerating so fast that the ground beneath him dents from the force. Witnessing
I'm like, yeah, I'd rather not be dealing with hackers, thank you. Let's get out of there.
Then Dejun is light. One of the team members then asks Inju if they should go after them, but Inju replies with a question of her own. Do you think we even can? The team member admits it's impossible and says that they asked out of Inju confirms that they're just sidekicks today